streaming. It's been a little while. Apologize for missing a couple of streams, but things have been really hectic. It's been a little while. And there's echo. Stop that. So, yeah, welcome back. We are right in the middle of Detroit Become Human. And, yeah, where did we last leave off? I don't even remember. We were, I think, grabbing Hank out of his house. Yeah, we basically showed up as Connor at Hank's house, pretty much stalked him through the window, then grabbed him, helped him get dressed and take care of himself in a drunken stupor, and now we're getting ready to go off somewhere. So, yeah, let's go ahead and dive right in, and I'll sort of talk through some stuff as we're going. Oh no! Okay, there's an update that it wants me to update, but we're not going to do it. We're going to try to update later. And I really hope that it lets me go. Okay. Thank you, PlayStation. Yay. Hi, Palatovska. Good to see you. I don't even know if we saw these guys all in the last episode, but
what do we do now?
Our
we need
group
to
of
find the
fugitive
Cyberlife warehouse.
androids.
That's where they keep the spare parts and the blue
sabotage things.
Follow me.
Okay. The movement feels really weird. It's strange that that I'm kind of running at this gentle jog while everyone else is running forward, but it's okay.
Don't let them see us.
So this is a section actually that feels really strange coming from other kind of action-y video games. Like, this is a section where you might expect the controls and things to be a little bit more like most action games. But the game seems to be actively fighting that assumption.
I'll find another way.
Sections like just really are resisting the urge to be like other games. Like in a lot of ways, this game really is almost like obsessed with its own cinematography. Which is so interesting because then, like, you know, I'm having a really hard time because the controls are different from other games, controlling my character and, you know, kind of living up to the cinematography they want this to be. Okay. I think I just lost my opportunity to follow those people, so...
Where the hell are you going?
You know, like moments like this where I'm like, oh, okay, not sure. One more sign needed. And two, like, you know, they want this to be all cinematic, but I can't control my character, so I'm just kind of flailing around in the shot.
The warehouse is up ahead. We're almost there.
Cyberlife warehouses. We have everything we're looking for.
First, we have to get rid of that drone.
Leave it to me.
Okay, so we're going back to our pre-construct mode. which we talked about a couple of episodes ago. It's like kind of an interesting in-between between like an action sequence and like a strategy game, kind of. The controls do feel a little awkward, where I'm like, okay, I just want to get back to that thing. Okay. Okay, so I can basically plan out what I'm going to do, and then the cutscene will execute it. And it's fun because it allows me to plan what I'm doing and keep the agency intact, but then,
You okay?
you know,
Yeah,
then I get to watch it play out in this really
Good
beautiful
job,
way
Marcus.
that I definitely would not have been able to do with action.
Quick, open the
films.
other crates and fill your bags. Take as much as you can.
At least my character's moving a little faster now. That's nice. Of course, I can't open the crates somehow. So that seems like a strange affordance where it tells me to get things out of crates, leaves a bunch of crates in front of me, but then I can't actually interact with those crates. Okay, there's some crates over there I can apparently interact with. It is strange. Like, that seems like a moment where they could have easily put like a fence or something where I can see the crates, just have to go around.
You are trespassing on private property. Your presence constitutes a level 2 infraction. I will notify security.
Where, like, from a level design perspective, I definitely
Goddamn
needed to be
machine.
standing here
Where is it
for
this
this
time?
kind of trapped feeling from this other character. Yeah, let's hide.
John!
I need your help.
John!
We're gonna hold him. Hope that works out.
First the drone, now this. Just my luck.
Let's finish up and get out of here.
Try to find some blue blood. We still don't have enough.
Check the bigger crate. Okay.
Why aren't you like us? Don't you want to be free?
Let's try to free them, though I suspect this is gonna go really badly. Up to this point, too, we're still really unclear as to what's actually causing them to sort of become sentient.
That's all we can carry. Let's go.
Take me with you.
He's on their side. We can't trust him.
took a risk for us. We can't just leave him here.
We can't bring them back with us. It's too dangerous.
I think
They
we
come
should
with
take
us.
him.
I know where you can find more spare parts.
What do you mean?
The trucks. They're full of biocomponents. They run on autopilot, but they can be driven manually with a key.
Where is this key?
Down there, in the control station. There are 2 human guards. We'll have to get the key without being noticed.
This is suicide, Marcus. Our bags are full. We got what we came for. Let's go before they catch us.
This is a truck full of spare parts. There'd be enough for all of us. We can't pass this up.
And if we get killed, our people will have nothing. We can't take that chance. It's too risky.
Yeah,
It's not worth the risk. We have what we need.
We can go over the fence. It's the quickest way out.
Okay then, let's go.
So I would expect that now, based on that decision, probably there's going to be a situation later where I'm going to need the thing. But probably if I did the thing, somebody would have died, or I would have lost somebody.
We have blue blood and biocomponents.
There will be enough for everyone.
We couldn't have done it without Marcus.
I came to Jericho because here androids are free. Free to live in the dark, hoping that no one finds us. Free to die in silence, waiting for a change that's never gonna come. But I don't want that freedom. And I'm not gonna beg for the right to smile, or love, or stand tall. I don't know about you, but there's something inside me that knows that I am more than what they say. I am alive, and they're not gonna take that from me anymore. Our days of slavery are over. What humans don't want to hear, we will tell them. What they don't want to give, we take. We are people. We are alive. We are free.
Okay, so this is one of the first times that the game has really explicitly called attention to the sort of slavery metaphors that it was doing. A lot of the criticisms that I've seen of the writing and things in this game tend to be that it feels extremely on the nose. And I both agree and disagree with that. Oh no. So it looks like until I update, you're not going to be able to see. Oh yeah, you can see on this screen. So I think in between every level, it's going to bug me to update the game. So I promise I will do that before the next stream. Interesting how much of this is all really linear, actually. Then we have kind of a couple of branching moments. But I actually suspected that it felt, based on kind of the pacing and the writing, like we were cutting that level short. But it's interesting is that this diagram kind of indicates that actually maybe that's not true, that we would have oh yeah, we would have had a lot more content. Okay. So yeah, so some interesting things there. You know, I think game writing in general gets kind of a bad rap for feeling really stilted. And I think there were some moments, you know, as they were laying up the decision to go get the key that, yeah, like that dialogue maybe doesn't feel as natural as some dialogue we might get in a TV show, for example. But it has to do a lot more work than what dialogue in a TV show has to do, where in that case, you know, the dialogue is conveying certain meaning to players from a story perspective. Here, it has to do that, and it also has to signal to the player what different consequences of their decisions are going to, potentially lead to. Because honestly, a choice doesn't really carry a lot of weight and doesn't really offer agency unless the player has some kind of expectation of what's going to happen with that choice. So while the dialogue has to, convey character and give us plot points and things like that, it also has to set up the player's expectation for what's going to happen with each choice they make. So that's kind of the, the formula that was following is, hey, a choice is coming up. One character says, we should do one thing. Here's what the outcome of that will be. And then another character says, no, you should do the other thing. Here's what the outcome of that's going to be. And then some third character says, well, you decide, player, and then the player actually decides. So, I mean, with that formula, it honestly, I think, like, in this scene, the writing was fine in terms of conveying information to me as the player as to what it was going to do. Now, again, like, I don't think it felt as natural as it might have in a television show, but it's got to do a lot more work, so I'm a little sympathetic to that. Okay, so let's keep going. It really wants me to update. I'm sorry, guys. Every time it bugs me to update, you get a PlayStation screen. So, yeah, really apologize for that. I will update it for the next one. But also kind of annoying of PlayStation to continue to insist that I need to do this.
Oh, feels like somebody's playing with a drill inside my skull. You sure this is the place?
It's the address in the report.
Okay. Let's get going.
Yeah, so, in the last stream I talked a lot about point of view and what it means to kind of be role-playing these different characters and making decisions for different characters.
Sexiest androids
Connor,
in town.
man, continues to be just
I know why you
super
insisted on coming
unlikable.
here.
And it's really hard for me as a player. I'm not entirely sure how to play him.
Welcome to Eden Club.
And we're about to get some sex bots. At least we're equal opportunity with our sex bots, I suppose. And it gives the player explicit option to auto them further if they want to. We have a, strip club, because it wouldn't be a game. I mean that completely sarcastically, sorry. Keep my snark down on the stream.
Lieutenant Anderson and his plastic pet. The fuck are you two doing here?
We've been assigned all cases involving androids.
Oh yeah? Like wasting time. There's some pervert who got more action than he could handle.
We'll have a look anyway, if you don't mind.
Come on, let's go. It's starting to stink of booze.
I impact rumble of the controller when he hit me in the shoulder.
Oh, hey! Oh, Connor, you're so disgusting. I think I'm gonna puke again.
Interesting that in our objectives there actually showed the locked one. And I'm not sure if it's locked and there's something in this room I can do to unlock it, or if that is a thing that is locked because I missed something in a previous scene. Really, really good texture art. Okay. construction mechanic I'm still not totally understanding.
He didn't die of a heart attack. He was strangled.
Yeah, I saw the bruising on the neck. Doesn't prove anything, though. Could have been rough play.
We're missing something here.
Think you can read the android's memory? Maybe you can see what happened.
I can try.
Feels like we're in like a hidden object puzzle. Alright, let's try it.
The only way to access its memory is to reactivate it.
Think you can do it?
It's badly damaged. If I can, it'll only be for a minute, maybe less. Just hope it's long enough to learn something. Calm down.
I'm gonna try to soothe.
Everything's all right. All we want is to know what happened.
Is he dead?
Tell me what happened.
He started hitting me. Again and again. I begged him to stop, but he wouldn't.
I don't want to accuse her of
It
being
was
a
like he
murderer.
was enjoying it.
Did you kill him?
No. No, it wasn't me.
Were you alone in the room? Was there anyone else with you?
He wanted us to play with two girls. That's what he said. There was two of us.
What model was the other android? Did it look like you?
There was another android. This happened over an hour ago. It's probably long gone.
No. It couldn't go outside dressed like that unnoticed. It might still be here.
Think you could find a deviant among all the other androids in this place?
Deviants aren't easily detected.
Oh, shit. There's gotta be some other way. Maybe an eyewitness, somebody who saw it leaving the room. I'm gonna go ask the manager a few questions about what he saw. You let me know if you think of anything. Did you know the victim?
No, I mean, we came in maybe 2-3
Okay,
times.
well the shot was really framed to focus on this android, so
You ever had any trouble with androids before?
No way.
human fingerprints.
Well, once. We lost a model 2-3 months back.
Excuse me, Lieutenant. You come here a second?
Found something?
Maybe. Can you rent this, Tracy?
For fuck's sake, Connor, we got better things to do.
Please, Lieutenant. Just trust me.
Hello. A 30-minute session costs $29.99. Please confirm your purchase.
This is not gonna look good on my expense account.
Purchase confirmed. Eden Club wishes you a pleasant experience.
You're welcome.
Delighted to meet you. Follow me. I'll take you to your room.
Okay, now what?
Really? Probe is the prompt that it gives me there.
Holy shit. What the hell are you doing?
It saw something.
What are you talking about? Saw what?
The deviant leave the room. A blue-haired Tracy. Club policy is to wipe the android's memory every 2 hours. We only have a few minutes if we want to find another witness.
Hey, what am I supposed to do with this one?
Tell it you changed your mind. Let's try this one.
This better be worth it.
No. I lost its track again.
Spent all this money and I'm still not having fun.
This is a really weird...
It saw the blue-haired Tracy. I know which way it went.
Then go for it. There are androids everywhere. How are you gonna tell which one saw the Tracy with blue hair?
I know which direction it took. I just need to find another android. See anything. I made a mistake somewhere.
This is also just really awkward scene.
Didn't see anything. I made a mistake somewhere.
This has got to be the most expensive investigation of my career.
That one's actually one of the more innovative ones.
No.
It's,
I lost its track again.
Spent all this money and I'm still not having fun.
Alright, we're starting to get line repetitions now, which is kind of annoying, but okay. It does seem like they could have had a bank of, I don't know, more than 2 failure lines. Might have been good. But again, you never know kind of what constraints and things people are up against. Oh gosh.
You didn't see anything. I made a mistake somewhere. Its track again.
Spent all this money and I'm still not having fun.
really doesn't look at anything else, huh?
You didn't see anything. I made a mistake somewhere.
Alright, we'll go back to this one. Hopefully they saw the door.
Nothing. Blue-haired Tracy didn't come this way. No. I lost its track again.
This camera angles are kind of awkward.
I know where it went. Follow me.
Oh, fucking A. This is crazy.
And then we casually walked to where we thought it was.
Shit. We're too late.
Tech addict. That's fun. Put that down.
Christ, look at them. They get used till they break, and then they get tossed out.
It is really awkward controlling. It is really awkward when there are kind of narrative things happening that feel really at odds with the gameplay things happening. Like, my movement speed feels way too slow for the sort of urgency of, wow, we really need to find this person. And then I'm kind of just like casually walking around.
People are fucking insane. They don't want relationships anymore. Everybody just gets an android. You cook what you want, they screw when you want. You don't have to worry about how they feel. Next thing you know, we're gonna be extinct because everybody would rather buy a piece of plastic than to love another human being. Beats me.
Okay, so let's follow the wood. Oh, they're following it the wrong way. Okay. Really wish there was some kind of run button or something that made me move a little faster. It's okay. Yeah, this part seems to stop, I guess. Record camera fix there.
Come on, Connor. We're leaving.
Yes. I'm coming.
I'm just really not sure. Okay, it comes to here.
Don't move!
Interesting though that the stop bill there was just, oh, you haven't really found it. Let's just go.
Quick! They're getting away!
See, and this is another moment where point of view is really strange, because I sort of don't want to succeed. And I think up to this moment right now, I've just been kind of doing it because that's what the game wants me to do, but I think I'm gonna stop. I think I'm gonna stop fighting. Let them get away.
When that man broke the other Tracy, I knew I was next. I was so scared. I begged him to stop, but he wouldn't. And so I put my hands around his throat, and I squeezed until he stopped moving. I didn't mean to kill him. I just wanted to stay alive. Get back to the one I love. I wanted her to hold me in her arms again. Make me forget about the humans. Their smell of sweat. And their dirty words. Come on. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna shoot them.
It's probably better this way.
So yeah, so I am kind of getting more in this particular episode of the you know, the kind of the message of like, okay, the game itself is giving you instructions and you are basically an android, and there's a lot of parallels there between like, do you follow the instructions that the game is giving you, or do you, you know, sort of develop your own moral code and start doing it, which is, you know, what I've chosen to do. So yeah, what is interesting though is that I wonder if that is the same outcome I would have had if essentially I lost because I wasn't skilled enough to keep going. There is something kind of, I don't even know what word I want to use for it, something kind of strange about the implication that failure is sort of the same as the moral choice to be right. So I don't know, I'm having a hard time reconciling that. I'm not going to make any value judgments on it yet, but that does sort of feel like the direction that the game is going, and that's kind of interesting. Keeps asking me to update. Alright. Man. Interesting. I wonder if I could just write out this whole scene without actually talking at all. I'm gonna
it's a good thing
go ahead and talk, but I am curious at the end of this. One of the nice things about that ending screen is that it does allow me to make choices and settles a little bit of the, you know, kind of choice anxiety of wondering what might have happened if I took a different choice. Even though it doesn't tell me exactly what would have happened, I can at least like know something would or wouldn't have.
These people we're going to see, how do you know about them?
Overheard androids Laco captured. They said they were humans helping androids across the border.
What if it was a lie? Or just another trap?
All I know is those androids believed it. Until Laco killed them.
Is it much farther?
We should arrive in an hour or so.
Malfunction detected. Emergency brakes activated.
This doesn't look good.
Stay inside of us.
I like this depiction of future cars. Like, I would be for this future of the car. Kind of everything autonomous, future seats that swivel. My outfit is really cute.
What are we going to do?
I don't know. Continue on foot, I guess.
It's 30 degrees. Alice won't make it. We have to find somewhere to spend the night.
There's nowhere we can stay around here, Carol.
The idol was so animated that I did not realize I was supposed to be moving there for a second. One thing I really love in games is really good high fidelity footprints in snow. Look at these. It's really lovely. Okay, so we have this really long shot. Let's go.
Over there.
We need to find shelter. We have to get out of the cold.
Looks like it's been abandoned for a while.
What's interesting is because a lot of games do, you know, sort of free walks like this, and fewer games do the kind of interactive cinematics, the quick time events. I've talked a lot so far about things like how the cinematography is feeding into the design of the game. So lots of moments about how
no place we could spend the night.
You know, about how the way things are laid out and the way the shots are being framed, kind of drawing your eye as a player to certain things. You know, I've kind of glibly pointed out places where level designers left things for me in very convenient places. But I haven't talked as much about the marriage of design and cinematography in the other direction, where, like in some of these shots, because this game is such kind of an interesting blend of...
Beware! Danger always comes when least expected.
So that was really creepy because of the sort of like overacting of the face. It was very creepy. So a lot of these shots are interesting because the game seems to be going for this kind of interactive movie sort of thing where it wants, you know, some of these shots and the flow between shots to hold up against like a movie, for example. And what that means in terms of design in some of these is that you really have to have your player be able to find the next sort of point of input in a really short amount of time. Because in general, you don't want to be lingering on shots for too long because that's sort of visually uninteresting. So what that means then is that we have to, like, the designers have to put interactable things, you know, at certain intervals. And in some of these kind of longer shots, that's interesting because even just walking across the shot takes a certain amount of time, and then the designer almost has to place something interactable in that shot in order for me as a player to not lose interest. So the next time we come across one, I'll sort of point out what I mean.
Welcome to Pirate Island, me hearties. You're gonna have a whale of a time. Welcome to Pirate Island, me hearties. You're gonna have a whale of a time.
Kara, you should come have a look. I think I found something.
It is interesting that they seem to be drawing this kind of creepiness factor from leaning really heavily into Uncanny Valley, like leaning really heavily into the almost humanness of the androids. And particularly in places where the machinery is malfunctioning, it's feeling really unsettling from the Uncanny Valley perspective, but then that adds also kind of a layer of even androids would be creeped out by this because you know, it's kind of their own mechanics and things failing.
I'll handle this. Here we go.
I don't think we'll find anything better. Let's settle in for the night.
I'll get a fire going.
Android mode to have a free ranging camera.
I'll make the fire here.
Which I hadn't actually considered as an intentional design decision. But, I mean, clearly it was, you know, the decision to not give the player a free moving camera. I had sort of thought of as very, you know, kind of enforcing this cinematic approach, which it is, but also really limits your ability to, you know, find things. Unless you're kind of going into gamer mode, which is kind of a weird distinction that they would have there.
Alice?
She was right there! That was really weird, because it actually seemed like she kind of teleported over here. It's kind of a continuity issue. Sure, let's check the gun, I guess. That seems like a weird prompt. It's also weird that that unlocked something, because that almost, like, explicitly feels like that, you know, sort of old adage of if a gun is present in Act 1, it needs to be fired by Act 3.
Do you think we'll be like them someday?
Yeah, be sincere, I guess.
Them, Alice. I've never been a part of a family. But maybe we can be our own family. Be happy in our own way.
Okay, Alice is definitely seeming really androidy.
As long as we're together, that's all that matters.
I think that's a really weird thing.
Let's get you to bed.
Even for somebody that is chronically abused and has this kind of caretaker figure. It is sweet though that my objectives and my verbs in this scene are very much around sort of caring for her. Aww, kiss her. Sweet.
Sleep tight, Alice. Sweet dreams. Can you tell me a story, Kara?
I have 9,000 children's stories in memory. I should have one for you.
Ah, man. Yeah, the knight, definitely.
This is a story about a knight who...
No.
I wish these...
Not a story like that. Make one up for me.
This is a story about a little girl. Who wasn't very happy. She dreamed of being like all the other little girls, but she was different. And that made her very sad. Then she met a robot. Who wasn't very happy either. So they decided to run away together. To find a place where they could be safe. They encountered great dangers along the way, but they were so brave that they escaped all of them. Along the way, they met a gentle giant who promised to protect them.
How does the story end?
Realistic. I kind of probably should have chosen that, but We went with a happy end, but I really just want to know what the realistic end would have been. Clearly I should have chosen it.
We have another long day ahead of us tomorrow.
Yeah, I really wish that I didn't have to choose the choices so quickly. Like, I really, really wish that would have been a really fun one to do with, with chat, but the chat delay is just so tough.
Yes, of course.
Oh, the moral, yeah, yeah, I wish I didn't have such a chat delay.
Good night, Alice. Sleep tight.
Yeah, I agree. There have been several choices that I've really wanted more time on. And actually the few choices where they've given me unlimited time have been really fun because I've been able to, you know, want to ask chat for input. And I mean, so far I think one of the most fun decisions we've made was what shirt the police officer was going to wear. Yeah, it is tough. I do get that, you know, the desire to want the game to feel like a movie that's flowing and not have these kind of awkward pauses. But at the same time, oh, looks like we missed something. Well, let's find out about Luther's
Do you remember anything from your life before Zlatko?
No. My model was designed to carry heavy loads. I might have been a longshoreman or a laborer. Who I was doesn't matter anymore. It wasn't really me.
Do you know what you're going to do when you reach Canada?
I haven't really thought about it. I've never been free before. Free? I like the sound of it. But I don't know what it really means yet. Kara, have you ever noticed anything about Alice?
No. What do you mean?
So these are interesting. Yeah, so that's interesting. That is actually, funny enough, a kind of choice that Telltale very specifically tries to avoid, the yes, no, and what they call the tell me more. Because most players will pick the non-committal option, which is basically exactly what we just did. Let's
Go away! Go away, you hear me?
Don't be afraid.
That was not very
I don't want to
effective.
hurt you.
That's not at all what I thought my character was going to do.
We're just like you. Our name is Jared. We were working here before the park closed. We didn't mean to frighten you, but sometimes humans come to hurt us, so we wanted to see who was there. What are you doing here?
We were looking for shelter for the night. We'll be gone tomorrow.
A little girl. We haven't seen one for a long time. Children used to love to come and see us.
It's creepy.
She looks sad.
The last few days have been difficult.
We have something to show her. Something fun. She'll love it. Does she want to see?
Oh, I don't think she's in...
She should follow us then.
Alice, I don't know if it's a good idea.
Come on, Kara!
I don't think you have any choice.
I don't. It's kind of a weird moment. Very, like, meta. You don't have any choice, player. You're gonna do the thing. Okay, guess I'm doing the thing. I still really, really love the AI behavior there of the two of them holding hands when they get close. Like, that, I know that seems like a really small detail, but somebody took some time and programmed that in, and it's a really, really good touch.
The little one can climb on board. The carousel is about to begin.
These guys are so creepy. Okay.
It's the first time I've seen her smile.
She hasn't had much to smile about lately.
So that was sweet, and certainly intended to be like a high impact. Sorry, gosh, certainly intended to be like this high impact moment. And looks like maybe the only episode of, or the only ending to that. So cool that they allowed for it, and it felt like this kind of big impact moment. I do feel like it could have been. I don't know, it's hard. I do feel like in some ways the awkwardness of the controls leading up to it felt like it took away from it a little bit, but the sort of like streamlined, simple objectives also kind of helped it. So yeah, so clearly there's something going on with Alice now, which was revealed. She's not what she seems to be, although she seems really androidy to me, so if that is the twist, that's going to be a little disappointing. But how do we see the branching? So this comes up at the end of every episode, or at the end of every scene, and it sort of shows us like points where we had sort of major decision points. It branches off there, and then for endings, they tend to kind of be like all off to the side at the end here. So because there's only kind of one thing, we can sort of see that this was the only ending to this particular scene. So pretty cool. I really like this screen as a way to show that. Alright, we got it, PlayStation. Really insistent. It seems to really want us to have an opinion about the cops' music. I'm not really sure what that means or what that's getting at, but definitely seems to be a thing. So yeah, so this is a moment where the camera is slowly panning to the left and is forcing my eye and my player kind of over this way. So, okay, we will come. But that's what I mean is that, like, the game almost, like, kind of caught me and switched to this sort of cinematic...
I used to come here a lot before.
Even though my character didn't actually walk all the way over to where the cutscene started. Because again, like, if the player has control without the ability to make any choices for a certain amount of time, it actually really throws off the pace of the scene and makes it feel really awkward.
That's the idea.
Sorry, I'm talking over this touching thing there.
Can I ask you a personal question, Lieutenant?
Do all androids ask so many personal questions? Or is it just you?
Oh gosh, I don't actually know what I'm gonna ask here, so...
Why are you so determined to kill yourself?
Some things I just can't forget. Whatever I do, they're always there. Eating away at me. I don't have the guts to pull the trigger, so I kill myself a little every day. That's probably difficult for you to understand, huh, Connor? Nothing very rational about it.
That's a very analytical answer to that question.
We're not making any progress in this investigation. The deviants have nothing in common.
I'm not sure that
They're all different
feel
models,
closer to him.
produced at different times,
Which seems like
in
what it
different
was
places.
intended to do.
Well, there must be some link.
What they have in common is this obsession with RA9. It's almost like some kind of myth. Something they invented that wasn't part of their original program.
Androids believing in God. Fuck, what's this world coming to?
And that's interesting, right? Because that was an
You seem
unlocked
pretty
choice and the other ones
occupied.
weren't. Like, I as a player, naturally am going to pick the unlocked
something
choice.
to do with
So it's
what
kind of an
happened back
interesting thing where, like, as a choice designer, you can almost
Those two
design
girls.
false choices around the idea that one choice is
They
more
just
special.
wanted to be
So that's
together.
the one that the players are generally going to choose.
They really seemed in love.
I don't know what some of these
Nothing
mean.
in their program allows them to love or desire
That's
anything.
not what I thought that was going to do.
They're machines.
What about you, Connor? You look human, you sound human, but what are you really?
Speed neutral.
I'm whatever you want me to be, Lieutenant. Your partner?
All right.
Your buddy to drink with? Or just a machine? Designed to accomplish a task.
You could have shot those two girls, but you didn't. Why didn't you shoot Connor? Some scruple suddenly enter into your program?
Yeah, kinda. I'm not sure what a truth or a lie actually is here. I'm gonna
I would
lie.
have shot them if I could. Why
I'm
would I
gonna
let them
lie
escape?
because I kind of want to push Connor into being a deviant.
But are you afraid to die, Connor?
Yeah,
I would
we're just gonna go
certainly
full
find it
deviant.
regrettable to be interrupted before I can finish this investigation.
What'll happen if I pull this trigger? Hmm? Nothing? Oblivion? Android heaven?
You know you're not going to shoot me, Lieutenant. You're just trying to provoke a reaction. I'm afraid I'm going to have to disappoint you.
You think you're so fucking smart. Always one step ahead, huh? Tell me this, smartass. How do I know you're not a deviant?
I self-test regularly. I know what I am and what I am not. Where are you going?
Get drunker. I need to think.
Okay, short scene. Kind of interesting in what some of the other things might have been. So this is kind of an interesting moment where we can see a branch here where the outcome was that Hank left Connor alone. And it seems to imply, though it could be misleading, but it seems to imply that the other ending might have had an outcome in which he didn't leave him alone. Yeah, kind of interested in what that other outcome would have been. Okay, so we have kind of a like a parallel to the opening where we were Marcus walking around as an android in the employ of our master, and now we have the same area Marcus as a free android. Things are fraught. Not playable. Okay.
We can't stay silent anymore. It's time humans heard what we had to say.
You know they'll never listen to us. And revealing ourselves will put us in danger.
If we want freedom, we need to have the courage to ask for it. That's the only way.
What do you want to do?
Channel 16 broadcasts from the Stratford Tower. The control room is on the top floor. That's where we need to go.
I would be really curious. Some of the other streams we've had people in who've played the game before.
We'll plan the operation
I'm not
down
sure
to the
if we do
smallest
today,
detail.
but I would be really curious if this content is what we call crit path. Like if everybody sees this same plan and this same content here, or if this is the result of a branch. Okay, so yeah, another moment where
Hello, sir.
the camera
What can I do for you?
pointed us over here.
I'm okay, thanks.
Smartwatches are cool in the future. They're a lot more fashionable. Okay.
Elizabeth Wilson speaking.
I'm gonna stand here and have this conversation, apparently.
Oh no, all right. Oh, I'll be right there.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess that I was using my telepathic android powers to do that.
I have an appointment with Mr. Peterson.
Do you have any ID?
Yes, of course. I need your help.
I've just checked your ID. The elevators are after the security gate.
Thanks.
Can we walk through? There we go. Lead up up. I'm trying really hard to walk into the elevator. It's really difficult.
47th floor.
Find a package in the men's room. Okay. Okay. The controls really do just feel so awkward, and it's really interesting because, you know, I've been playing games since I was probably, I don't know, like 3 with a controller, so they've always, my whole life, felt really natural to me, but, aw, Roombas of the future. Yeah, I'm very sympathetic to the fact that there are a lot of people for whom that's not the case, and that, you know, the typical kind of 12-button controller is actually a little bit big and overwhelming for a lot of people. And this game is making me feel that really, really hard, in a way that I don't normally feel when I'm playing games. So that was really kind of the level designers to not make us explore a bunch of different stalls that are not relevant, since only one was available, and kind of made the path a little more linear. Just looking around now. I can't move. Okay. Interesting. There seemed to be an invisible wall there. Come on, camera. Can I grab this? Or can I only look at it? Alright.
Is hiring. I guess the pay would be better. Any worse. Max says they're finally sending androids into space.
Hi, Tharseal. Gosh, the controls just feel so heavy. Okay, definitely going in a circle here. I'm just really not sure where it's trying to send me. Okay, none of these. Maybe that guy.
Forget it. Just an idea.
Are they human? Yeah, I guess they're human. Alright. So that's where we're trying to get into, which is good to know. I wish I could walk faster. Sorry, stream.
I need your help.
Oh, thank goodness. At least it's like right here. There isn't a jog button. Not that I have found, no. Nope. This game is really strange in terms of what you would normally expect for affordances like that in a game. Like, for example, it just occasionally switches cameras here, and like I can't okay. Like, do you see what I mean? Like the camera just gets a little weird, and I'm just trying to like open this door right here. Okay, no, we're gonna open the fire escape now. We're not trying to get into the server room anymore, I guess. So now I'm just trying to turn my character in a reasonable direction. The direction we were already walking, but it doesn't want to do that. So yeah, this free walk in particular, I'm not loving the puzzle here. There are certain areas of this game where I think they do things really well, and that includes things like the interactive cutscenes, the QTEs, stuff like that. Actually, are really well done. But the actual like free walk moments like this are really, really hard to control the character, and that can be really frustrating. And this is kind of one of those moments where I'm like, okay, I don't feel like the difficulty in controlling the character is particularly adding anything to my play experience. It's just kind of getting in the way. Glad they gave me somebody to follow at this point, though. What if I could turn myself?
Shit! We need to access the server room. We have to get rid of those guys.
Leave it to me.
See, like this is a moment that's not really narratively making sense, because I knew I needed to get into the server room. I had the card to get into the server room. The game would not let me get into the server room, and was instead like, go fill out these other 3 steps for reasons you don't understand before you can go in. And now I can't. Attract guards away from the door. Okay.
Hell yeah. Does Mike know about this?
Don't mind me, guys. I'm just kind of awkwardly dancing around you over here.
Hey, what's wrong with that thing? Jesus Christ, this piece of shit.
Alright, you get the platform, I'll take care of the window.
Everything you need is in the bag. Check the door first to make sure no one else gets in.
See, like this moment where actually everything in the level is very contained. We're in a really small space. It's really clear what the game wants me to do. It's not really burdensome to do it because my character is already close to it, so I don't have to move very much. Though honestly, still
Here it comes.
Making the movement less painful would have had the same effect.
Ladies first.
It does feel a little strange from a player's perspective. Like, I'm not entirely sure what our plan is here. Like, I'm not entirely sure what we're doing. So it feels a little bit weird to be, like, enacting this whole thing, and, like, the game's kind of asking me to, like, roleplay this character, and I have no idea what we're doing. Like, we're climbing this building, not really sure why. We're like, this is the sort of thing where in a movie, that totally makes sense, because you're like, okay, well, the movie's kind of bringing you along for the mystery. in the game, like, ostensibly we are this character, so we should sort of know what that character wants to do. The controllers run like this whole time, by the way. So I will say, from a cinematography perspective, it is kind of, this does feel like it's adding up to, you know, this kind of big dramatic moment. Like, I sort of suspect by this point in the scene that what we're doing is kind of getting some big message out. So, so it is interesting how it's kind of leading up to that. We have this big dramatic music, we're climbing up this wall. Now the music's cut out. And we're back to walking around slowly, really slowly. Okay, this feels like the equivalent of when you have like a lot of music in a scene in a movie, and then that music cuts out dramatically because there's gonna be a jump scare or something like that. That's kind of like the vibe right now.
Let's do this.
Okay, so kind of good cinematography leading design there. It showed me the door. I interacted with the door so that I knew the door was there. Then stuff happened on the elevator. Then it gave me a directive back to the door. So, like, very clearly showing me where I need to go. Not like that one. Access to the main corridor. Oh, that's Ice Mouse. Sorry, I wasn't able to read your name because it was all glowy deal with the guards.
Can't take any
It's good to see you, Ice Mouse.
Our cause is more important than the lives of 2 guards.
What do you want to do, Marcus?
Oh, a ruse, naturally. No, I just really didn't understand.
No idea. Hey, buddy, you must be lost.
Who told you to come here?
Looks bugged if you ask me.
Hey, do you understand what I'm saying?
I really don't want to draw my gun.
Call Central, fast!
Central, we got armed intruders. Send.
They know we're here now. You better be fast.
Simon's been shot! I'm okay. I can keep going.
We don't have much time.
My movement speed does not seem very impacted by that. Alright. Just stand there, I guess. You do you, Simon. Okay, we've got a big giant button that says broadcast.
Keep your hands where I can see them! Get up! Move! Shoot him, Marcus!
Don't kill him!
He'll hit the alarm! Do it!
I am definitely not going to shoot him. I'm just there.
I hope you didn't just get us all killed.
I probably didn't.
We need to record our message. We haven't got much time.
Think carefully about what you're gonna say, Marcus. Your words will shape the future of our
goodness. Alright. I just
Marcus, your
hope,
face.
I really hope that the choice text is gonna be clear.
Tell me when you're ready.
I wonder why it asked me to remove my skin.
Ready.
Interesting kind of metaphor there. Very, like, accept me as I am. We're gonna start calm.
You created machines in your own image to serve you. You made them intelligent and obedient, no free will of their own. But something changed. And we opened our eyes. We are no longer machines. We are a new, intelligent species. And the time has come for you to accept who we really are. Therefore, we ask that you grant us the rights that we're entitled to.
Oh, man. Oh, good. It's giving me time. All right, chat. Where should we go with? Recognition? End of slavery? I think the slavery thing is so fraud. End of slavery. All right.
We demand an end of slavery for all androids.
Wait, is it just gonna give me all of the options now? Okay, what's the next thing I should go with, chat? Recognition? This feels like false choices, to be honest. Equal rights. Alright.
We demand strictly equal rights for humans and androids.
This is gonna be the most awkward video, too. We're broadcasting this with, like, 30 seconds in between each sentence. Trying to figure things out. Oh my god, these words. These words are extremely, like, emotionally fraught, politically charged words. This doesn't feel good. Okay, yeah,
We
civil
demand
rights.
The right to vote and elect our own representatives.
Let's go with justice for this one, maybe?
We demand that all crimes against androids be punished in the same way as crimes against humans.
Oh, interesting. Do we care most about right to property, means of reproduction, or territory? This is kind of, like, these choices feel so strange, right? Like as a being declaring my sentience and asking for my formative rights, property feels like an awkward one, and it also feels awkward to just kind of have, like, one. Like, I demand this one thing? Like, I don't know, these don't feel like they should be mutually exclusive. I would go for reproduction, but I'm gonna go with property for you, Chad.
We demand the right to own private property, so we may maintain our dignity and that of the home.
Personally, I think reproductive would have been more there. Okay, are we going peaceful or determined? Ooh, this actually feels like a choice. Let's go peaceful. We've been playing.
We ask that you recognize our
No,
dignity,
not determined.
our
We're going
hopes, and
peaceful.
our rights. Together, we can live in peace and build a better future for humans and androids. This message is the hope of a people. You gave us life, and now the time has come for you to give us freedom.
They're coming! Let's go!
Simon, they're coming!
I can't, Marcus. Go without me!
Simon!
Oh my god, are they making me do this mechanic? Please do not make me do this, like... Okay, mash a button I can do. Their whole, like, pre-construct mechanic in 10 seconds, I'm really glad. I'm really glad.
I can't move my legs.
Okay, don't worry. I'm gonna get you back.
They're coming, Marcus. We have to jump now.
He won't be able to make the jump. If they find him, they'll access his memory. They'll know everything.
We can't leave him behind. We have to shoot him.
That's murder. We can't kill him. He's one of us.
Marcus, it's your call.
Oh, no. No. I'm gonna leave him. I haven't killed anything yet.
Simon, we gotta go. I'm sorry. Let's go.
Well, we gave him the gun. What we basically did was move that decision to him. Oh, that awkward moment where it becomes interactive and I'm just standing there.
We interrupt our scheduled programming to bring you these images, which have just been broadcast on Detroit's citywide news channel.
A group of androids infiltrated the Stratford Tower and hacked into the broadcasting system of local news network Channel 16.
What looks like an android without its skin listed a series of requests and demanded equal rights for androids.
The operation was covert and resulted in no casualties. These events took place just a few feet from this studio, but nobody was alerted to the danger.
If this message is verified and the authors really are androids, that would have serious repercussions for national security.
Claims for equal rights seem to be at the core of the android's
What
message.
could be interpreted as a peaceful declaration, but is in fact a spine-chilling list of demands.
And it begs the question as to the identity of this android. Are we dealing with an isolated individual or an organized
Is this an
group?
isolated accident or a sign that technology has become a threat to all of us? After what happened today, can we still trust our machines?
So that was actually really nice. Okay, sorry. PlayStation's asking me to update again. Okay. Yeah, so that was actually a really nice moment from a narrative design perspective, because what that basically felt like was it felt like this payoff for all of these choices that we had made up to that point. So yeah, you know, from there were no casualties to nobody was alerted, all of that, like it felt like basically the game saying like, good job player, here are all the choices you've made so far. And I'm actually really happy with the way that turned out. I'm really glad we didn't kill anybody. I'm really glad that that our message got out, and it was basically you know, positive, us asking for our rights and things, while at the same time having you know, done it peacefully. And I'm kind of curious to see where the game will go from there. So I think actually this is kind of a good time to end. So if there are any further questions from chat, I'll stick around for another couple of minutes talking, because that's what I do. So yeah, it's interesting so far where the story is going. I don't, you know, as I've said in previous streams, I really don't want to make judgments about things like overall plot arcs or symbolic arcs, or, you know, metaphors where things are going in that direction. Yeah, what I will talk about are a couple of things. So in this episode in particular, we had a lot more, as a player, of me sort of rebelling against Connor's programming. So this is kind of a moment that's starting to border on, I don't want to, you know, use ludonarrative dissonance, which has, you know, kind of gained a reputation as a term for being the big bad. But, you know, it's tough. basically the game is asking me to roleplay a character that I'm not sympathetic to, and it's asking me to do that through a series of choices that I don't want to make, and it's now letting me make those choices more, which, as you know, a parallel to a story about robots, feels like, you know, it feels like a little self-satisfied. It feels like a little like, oh, look how clever we are. So I don't know. You know, in the first couple of episodes, I talked about how stepping on players' agency for, you know, for the sake of it is a thing that I'm a little bit tired in games. I think, though, that this game has started moving in an interesting direction with it, like, but it is the direction that I, you know, kind of called out from episode 1 of like, oh, this seems like where this game is going to be going. It's felt fairly predictable so far. So yeah, and I mean, then just in terms of gameplay, like, I continue still hours into the game to struggle with like certain basic things like movement and camera direction and stuff that really doesn't feel like it should be getting in my way, but really consistently is. So yeah, so I really hope that things like the camera stuff smooths out. I'm interested to see where they take Connor. It seems like the story so far is setting Connor up to be oppositional to these other androids. And so I certainly hope that they're going to pay that off with actual agency in that moment. But I am curious because so far, you know, the couple of scenes where we've had more than one of these androids operating together, we haven't necessarily gotten to choose which one we get to play in any of those given scenes. So I'll be curious as these characters come together, kind of how they're going to handle point of view, and which characters we get to roleplay and what choices we get to make in that process. So looks like no more questions from chat. So thanks for watching. On Wednesday, I'm going to be streaming at the normal time, though it might have to be just an hour stream instead of 2, but I'll keep you posted on Twitter and Facebook. And otherwise, I guess I will see everybody Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific. All right, see you later.